Hello and welcome to another Advanced Tips with Quadron. Today we are going to be taking an in-depth look at the glorious and fantastical creature known as the Phoenix. The point of this series is to go over in-depth tips that most players don't know simply because the game does not tell you that these things are possible. I discovered these tips from watching talented players as well as reading some excellent guides on Dota Fire, Reddit, and etc. etc. I will post these said guides in the video description below for those of you who are interested in learning more. Let's get into the tips right now. As many of you know, you do a 1400 unit dive whenever you use this. It costs 15% of your HP and it does 70 damage per second and slows for 4 seconds to any targets you come in contact with. The thing you might not know about Icarus dive is that you can actually use all of your hero abilities as well as items, and you can auto attack while diving. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Icarus dive, auto attack on anti-mage. Icarus dive, Shivas, pretty awesome. Let's go and pop the Fire Spirits, Icarus Dive, and Fire Spirits. Now this is on WTF mode, so I can use my abilities more quickly than you normally would be able to. Next ability for Phoenix is the Fire Spirits. This allows him to summon 4 Fire Spirits that circle around him. These spirits can be launched independently, and they will do a burn damage as well as a attack speed slow for 4 seconds. Now this ability has a massive 1200 range with a 175 radius circle wherever they land, so you can potentially hit multiple targets with each Fire Spirit. Let's go ahead and activate this. So you can use this to harass from an extreme distance. Now the great thing about this too is you can combo this from so far away. Look at this. I'm already back at the tower here and I'm hitting anti-mage. That's an insane distance, so you can use this to pick off heroes. You can use this to do that last bit of damage that you need. And most importantly, I think the best and biggest use of your Fire Spirits is if, for example, you can combo it with your Supernova ultimate. Phoenix's ultimate is called Supernova. Now this does 1,000 radius AoE burn damage of up to 100 damage per second and has a stun duration of 2.5 seconds if the Phoenix survives for all 6 seconds. Now the weakness of Supernova is that it only takes a certain number of attacks to destroy the Phoenix. So it doesn't matter if you have 5,000 HP, if you go into Supernova and you take the certain number of attacks, you will die. So how do you prevent this from happening? Well, you combo your Supernova with your Fire Spirits to slow the enemy's attack in an AoE around you. Now, so ideally you do an Icarus dive, you slow their movement speed, you do burn damage. Then you also drop your Fire Spirits on each hero up to 4 different target areas. And then you go into your Supernova, so that you've slowed them. That prevents them from moving away from your Supernova. Then you've also slowed their attack speed so they can't just destroy your Supernova. And then when your Supernova pops out, you do a 2.5 second stun to them, as well as having done about 1,000 AoE damage, potentially more, depending on the magical resistance, all of that stuff. So incredible combo. So let me go ahead and try to demonstrate that for you guys right now. The basic combo for Phoenix is popping those Fire Spirits, doing an Icarus dive and casting your Fire Spirits, and then popping into Supernova. This is basically a perfectly executed Phoenix combo that does a tremendous amount of damage. The advanced combo for the Phoenix is enabled by picking up a Veil of Discord as well as a Shivas. Now once you have these 2 items, you'll want to cast your Veil, and then you'll want to pop your Fire Spirits, and then you'll pop your Shivas, you'll go in, you'll cast your Ulti Spirits, and you'll do your burn damage. This is a really hard combo to pull off, but if you pull it off properly, you'll do tremendous amounts of damage. The Phoenix's 3rd ability is called Sunray. Now this will cost the Phoenix a huge percentage of the HP, up to 36% if you use it for the full duration. This can be cancelled. If you just press E twice, it will cancel it again. Now this will deal damage, 30 damage per second, pure damage at max level with 4% of the enemy's HP as well. So let's go ahead and have it used here in a line. Now this will ramp up in damage up to 2 times the total amount of damage dealing per second, and it will heal allies for half of the damage that you're dealing. So very important to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and have the anti-mage attack this axe and the axe attack anti-mage. Now if we do this, it'll deal damage to all of these targets and it'll heal this anti-mage up. We'll go ahead and move forward as well there. So we're going to go ahead and stop these guys. Now I want you to point out that this is pure damage, and you can see that it is pure damage based on the fact that Anti-Mage's magic resistance does not help him reduce damage at all. This is just because of the HP differences between the 3 characters. Now, one last thing that you need to know about Sunray is that it gives you temporary flying. So if your Icarus dive is off of cooldown, or is on cooldown so that you can't escape, you can use this Sunray to walk forward using your D key, toggle movement, and you can move forward over cliffs, etc., etc. This can also be aimed left and right, as you all know probably. But you can use this to basically escape potential situations when your Icarus dive is on cooldown. Lastly, we're going to talk about the Phoenix's item choices. First of all, the starting items that are provided by the game by default are actually quite good, giving you a good variety of regeneration stats and a ring of protection, which can then be built into the Tranquil boots, which are the only viable boots on Phoenix in my opinion. Next, you'll want to get a magic wand. If you're going to be playing support, you'll pick up that mechanism. If you're not going to play support, I recommend picking up a Veil of Discord. I'm really surprised it's not included in the default items on Phoenix to begin with. I think it should be added. Next, I recommend picking up a Shiva's Guard, potentially, or if you're going to be more doing a damage roll, picking up that Radiance will increase the amount of burn damage you do, and it does combine well with the Supernova. The Heaven's Halberd provides a lot of utility as well, allowing you to halberd a target, which disarms them for 4.5 seconds before going into your Supernova, and so that can be extremely useful. The Heart in general is very, very good for giving you that extra regen. Of course, the Pipe of Insight is always a good pickup, especially considering it gives you that extra HP regeneration. Alright, well that's it for this Phoenix Advanced Tips tutorial / guide thingamabobberdoodle. This is Quadron signing out. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and all the good old social media outlets. I have the links in the description below, as well as on my YouTube page. Again, I appreciate all of you guys that watch this, and I am very open to feedback. So, if you have any comments, I will be reading all of them, most likely, and I'll be responding to many of them. So, guys, that's it. Quadron signing off. Sayonara. Peace. See you later.